We rolling? Okay, so every single property we get in contract, we're going to talk about live as a group, for group training, for marketing purposes, and decide what we're doing. So on this, Robert was lead?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a text lead, right? That resulted in a live call, right? Okay, so texting, I guess, does work occasionally? Okay, because you got him to a live call.
And it took 2 months.
2 months to get him to a live call. Okay? So you kept calling, he called back.
Poke.
Okay? And you just said, and we hadn't sent him an offer. So this was something we probably sent him in the past.
This is something we sent him back in February. This is a text follow-up on that end. Guy said, I'm interested. Well, he didn't say interested. He just said, resend it to me.
Okay?
I called him, and that's when I started the conversations. Said, if you don't have it on hand, don't bother me. So kind of kept going and going and going, so I just kept poking at him. Kept saying 1.29, 1.3 was his ballpark number.
1.29, okay.
So I kept pushing back at him, pushing back at him. Had him down at 1.1 at one point. Then I sent him an offer at 1.15 a couple weeks ago. Finally countered back at 1.2 even. And his final pushback was that he didn't want it tied up for too long, so he went from 30 days to 21 days.
So you shortened it, okay? So it had debt, and he wanted cash out only, right?
He had about 35% left on the debt.
Yeah, so a lot. Why is he selling?
His ex-wife lives in the building.
Oh, great.
And he no longer wants to be a tenant.
Okay.
And you want to hear the real?
No, we don't. I don't need the Dr. Phil shit. Okay, we're trying to get to what works, what doesn't work, what cheese you chase, what cheese you don't chase. Because Dennis has got his fucking mouse ears. You know what mouse ears look like? Big fucking ears. Okay, on your little. Those are big fucking ears, right?
Definitely got shit on that.
That's Dennis. Okay. He's chasing the cheese. Okay. So you got him in contract. Okay. And right now when I pull comps of what's available, so first now we go see what do we got. So what do we get besides mouse ears?
Good to Triplex and Ballard.
Triplex and Ballard. Are triplexes and Ballard desirable? Very. One of the top rental neighborhoods in Seattle. You okay, Janelle? You need a Red Bull? Were you hanging out with Scooby at lunch? You were in the Astro van for lunch?
Can we get a Hunter rental?
Scooby-Doo van.
Mystery machine.
Okay, so we have a triplex in Ballard. Gee, kind of looks like the one we just did a while ago, right?
Yeah.
That's our universal triplex in Ballard.
Almost exactly.
Okay, it's the same fucking building. You know why?
Because they all built like that.
Because the same builder built like 100 of them in Ballard. Just okay. So we have a triplex. Do we know rents and leases and all that? You'll get all that.
Yep.
And you're saying the ex-wife lives there?
All the rents are super low.
Okay, of course all the rents are super low. Okay. So first we go to location. Yes, great location. High demand area. Then we go see, is there any competition? Right? Look at what do we have from who, and then is there competition? Right? So if I wanted to go buy a triplex in Ballard right now, what am I going to spend? So is there any listed?
No.
I know the answer because I check this shit before I teach the class, right? So I went and looked, and right now there's one at 1.4, one at like 1.45, another one at like 1.395. Okay? So that tells us that at 1.2 we probably have something, right? Then we determine what's the zoning. What's our zoning? It's LR1. What's the lot square footage? 5,000. It's in an urban village. It's near frequent transit. So is somebody going to tear it down? Highest and best use.
Renovate, raise rents.
Renovate, raise rents. Savannah's been to lots of classes. So now you determine who and what. Who and what. Who would buy it? What would they do with it? So right now it looks like it's going to an investment buyer, right? Somebody wants a value add in Ballard, maybe an owner occupant looking for a triplex that could live in one unit and have the other two rents. It's in a value range that's 10% below what everything else is, and it's cash out. So what are we going to do with it?
Wholesale.
We're going to hold it up. Okay? So now you got the lowest price triplex in Ballard. See a theme? What's the theme?
They're properties that everyone wants.
Good locations, great neighborhood, lowest price property in the neighborhood generally is a wholesale opportunity. Okay? And it's 1.2. And what are we going to charge?
50K,
What do we normally charge?
5%.
5%. Who can do the math?
60.
And the smart kid can't always answer the fucking math questions, okay?
Is our
It was only 10K off.
Huh?
That was only 10K off.
60. Okay. All right? 60K. So then we go to our marketing team, everybody on the sales team that wants to help sell it. Marketing team, one sheet, boop. Something goes into Craigslist, boop. Maybe it goes on one of our next off-market blasts, boop. And sales and marketing go into there, and somebody decides who wants to sell it. Jackson, raise your hand. Jackson wants to sell it. Chanel wants to sell it. Okay? So simultaneously, marketing goes and does that. It goes into the sales room. We got a short period of time. We only have 21 days, right? The open title and escrow. This is what we do with every single property that comes into it. We evaluate it, decide who the seller is. Does he have more properties? Nope. Okay. One off, nothing else to get there. We look at adjacencies, see what's going on in the neighbors, see if there's, a lot of times when you get one, you go to the neighbors, hey, I'm buying yours, buying this one, you want to sell yours? Okay. We figure out highest and best use, who we would market it to, and then we get it out in the world. Right?
Walk through Thursday, Friday.
You're going through it already. Okay? So then he's going to schedule a time to go see it while he's getting the books and records. Operations puts it through processing, gets title and escrow open, gets title running, get an inspection, or not an inspection, access first, and then hopefully somebody in the next 7 to 10 days is interested. You would take them to do an inspection and then try and get them through the wind tunnel. Okay? What happens when we start telling the world about it?
Everybody starts going and knocking.
Everybody starts going around us, especially those brokers. So can you tell them about it? You have to. That's the problem. How do you sell something you can't tell anybody about? Very carefully. Okay? You learn who to talk to, who not to talk to. Generally, with respect, the commercial brokers will go around you, the residential brokers usually will not. That's a gross generalization about the brokerage industry. Okay? So, that's what we're going to do and continue to do on every single property that comes up, so you should know every single property we're currently actively marketing, because if you're selling one triplex or duplex, you might as well be talking about all of them. Right? You're selling one land deal, you might as well be talking about all of them. I got three sites. So that it's not a one-off thing. You're trying to move 100 properties a year, you got to talk on a global scale and know everything in the room that's for sale. Now, you're doing it and you get somebody interested, you got to know who the deal maker is on it, so you can go to him and go, I got this guy, help me get him the information. In fact, if you don't know how to do it yet, you say, here, you talk to him. Which then we don't get the mouse ears again, because you figure out if that person's real or they're just fucking around. Okay? Any questions? So is it easier when we come together on each property to talk about them? Much easier, right?
Yeah.
Versus, oh, what do you get, what do you get, what do you, so, okay? But we should be getting at least 2 to 3 contracts a day from our people working here and helping. That's the volume of transactions we should do with 4 or 5 people writing offers every day. Okay? And so if we have somebody that's remote, if they're going through what we did this morning with the number of calls, follow-ups, offers out, contracts in, it creates a pipeline. Okay? And the hard part is, somebody can be really good at acquisitions and they don't want to stop the flow to go sell the properties. So that's where teamwork comes in factor, people working in teams. You can have the best guy catching them in the world, but if he doesn't know how to place them, it's a waste of time. So there has to be a team or a person assigned to help sell them. Okay? Which is why connecting with other people is an art. So in our world, you know, we could be charging 5%, but if somebody has a buyer and needs to get paid something, we might give up part of our 5% to get a deal done. You're connecting with them. They have somebody. Sure, you bring me a buyer, he writes us a check for 60 grand, we'll give you 10K. Or we'll give you 12K, 20% or something like that. You can figure that out. Each deal is negotiable. If it's a screaming home run deal, you're gonna go, well, your buyer's gotta pay you. Or we gotta charge more, and then we can give you some more. Okay? So, good job, Robert. That's how we'll process them all going forward. Okay? Thank you. Thanks, George.